Federal investigators allegedly uncovered something inside Jay-Z's properties that connects decades of whispered conspiracy theories, satanic rituals, occult symbolism, mysterious deaths, and gatherings where cameras never roll. Industry insiders are finally speaking. Former collaborators are naming names. And one detail about a publicist who died in 2011 changes everything. Blood on the money. Jaguar Wright does not whisper. She does not hedge. She does not speak in careful, lawyer-approved language designed to protect her from defamation lawsuits. The Philadelphia-born neo-soul singer, who gained prominence in the early 2000s touring with The Roots and appearing as a backup vocalist on Jay-Z's 2001 MTV Unplugged performance, has transformed herself from struggling artist to what she calls an investigative journalist exposing the music industry's darkest secrets.
That's always been my focus.
Yes.
They're one and the same.
Wright's most explosive appearance came in October 2024 on Piers Morgan's program, where she described Jay-Z and Beyoncé as monsters with hundreds of victims, alleging trafficking, holding people against their will, and behavior she claimed was even worse than allegations against other industry figures. The segment was edited from the final broadcast after Jay-Z's legal team issued demands, and Morgan subsequently apologized, stating her claims were totally false.
Just pretending like life is great in Paris.
Is it her place to say so?
I mean, probably not, considering she's gonna be indicted for anything she would say. These are criminals.
Jaguar Wright has claimed Jay-Z participates in satanic rituals, prompting legal responses including cease and desist letters from the Carter camp. Yet despite the legal threats, Wright continues speaking publicly, either demonstrating remarkable courage in the face of powerful opposition, or, as her critics suggest, pursuing attention for a stalled music career regardless of the truth of her claims. The question observers keep asking is simple. If Wright's allegations are so baseless, why hasn't Jay-Z sued her for defamation and proven his innocence in court? Some legal analysts have suggested that Wright may be what attorneys call judgment-proof, meaning she lacks sufficient assets that a lawsuit victory would recover meaningful damages, making litigation more costly than simply issuing warnings and denials. Others suggest that any lawsuit would require discovery processes that might uncover information the Carters prefer to keep private, making silence the strategically superior option regardless of the truth. Wright's allegations connect to another persistent conspiracy that refuses to fade from internet discourse: the 2011 death of Kathy Coriana White. White was a publicist, fitness and beauty expert, and entrepreneur who passed away on September 1st, 2011, at age 29 in Harlem, New York. Her obituary, published in the Virginian Pilot and on Legacy.com, does not specify a cause of death, but describes it as sudden. Reliable reports from the time and subsequent articles consistently cite a brain aneurysm as the official cause, with no public autopsy details indicating foul play. Rumors of an affair between White and Jay-Z began circulating in 2010 via gossip blogs, with some claiming she was his mistress and possibly pregnant with his child at the time of her death. The timing proved suspicious to conspiracy theorists. Beyoncé announced her pregnancy with Blue Ivy shortly after White's death, leading to theories that White was silenced to protect the Carter marriage and empire. Former Star Magazine journalist Liz Crokin has stated publicly that she investigated the White story in 2011, claiming that White was open to doing a tell-all interview about her alleged relationship with Jay-Z. According to Crokin, White died just days after indicating her willingness to go public. No concrete proof of an affair exists, no photographs of Jay-Z and White together intimately, no admissions from either party, and denials from associates, including model Claudia Jordan, who appeared in photographs with White and stated they were casual acquaintances and that White never mentioned Jay-Z or any pregnancy. Brain aneurysms can strike young, healthy people suddenly. No police investigation, charges, or credible leaks indicate any wrongdoing in White's death. Jay-Z and his representatives have never addressed the rumors directly, treating them as baseless speculation unworthy of response. Yet the conspiracy persists. In 2024, some theorists began misinterpreting lyrics from Beyoncé's song Daughter as a coded confession about White's death, an interpretation that requires ignoring the actual subject matter of the song while cherry-picking phrases that can be twisted into alternative meanings. What investigators allegedly discovered in recent searches of Jay-Z's properties, according to sources who have not been independently verified, includes documentation and materials that some claim connect to these long whispered rumors, but without official statements from law enforcement, without court filings made public, and without any formal charges being brought. These claims remain in the realm of speculation and unconfirmed reporting. What is confirmed, however, is Jay-Z's actual criminal history. In 1999, Jay-Z was accused of stabbing producer Lance Rivera multiple times at a New York nightclub party for Q-Tip's album release. The attack allegedly stemmed from accusations that Rivera had bootlegged Jay-Z's album Volume 3, Life and Times of S. Carter. Jay-Z pleaded guilty to misdemeanor assault in 2001 and received 3 years probation. Jay-Z later referenced the incident in lyrics, including in Dear Summer, where he apologized to Lance. In a surprising 2023 development, Rivera himself stated in interviews that Jay-Z did not actually stab him, claiming it was someone else in the entourage and that Jay-Z took the fall, though this contradicts the guilty plea Jay-Z entered and raises questions about why Rivera would protect someone who allegedly attacked him. Jay-Z has also admitted in his lyrics to shooting his brother during his youth in a dispute related to drugs. He was not prosecuted for this incident. His pre-fame drug dealing is documented extensively in his own music, but was never formally charged as an adult crime.
They gonna dig up all kind of stuff on this man. They gonna go back to your dope dealing days, honey. They gonna pull up something to smear your name because you're a billionaire Negro.
The most serious recent allegation against Jay-Z emerged in December 2024 when a civil lawsuit originally filed against another music industry figure was amended to include Jay-Z as a defendant. A Jane Doe alleged that at a 2000 MTV Video Music Awards after-party when she was 13 years old, she was assaulted by Jay-Z along with another named defendant. Jay-Z's response was immediate and forceful. He called the lawsuit a blackmail attempt and an extortion scheme orchestrated by the plaintiff's attorney, Tony Busby. His statement emphasized that he has children who could read these accusations and that someone guilty of such crimes deserves criminal prosecution, implying he welcomed criminal investigation to clear his name. Inconsistencies emerged in the accuser's account, including timeline errors and contradicted witness accounts. In February 2025, the accuser voluntarily dismissed the lawsuit with prejudice, a legal term meaning it cannot be refiled. Jay-Z declared victory and filed his own lawsuit against the accuser for defamation and malicious prosecution, alleging significant reputational damage. No criminal charges were ever filed against Jay-Z in connection with these allegations. Some commentators, like those on the There I Said It podcast, have suggested that Jay-Z's outspoken criticism of the Grammy Awards for repeatedly snubbing Beyoncé for Album of the Year, despite her winning more Grammys than any artist in history, may have motivated powerful interests to investigate him more aggressively or encourage allegations against him. Whether you believe Jay-Z is a victim of targeted harassment, a master manipulator who has evaded justice for decades, or simply a successful businessman whose visibility makes him an easy target for conspiracy theories, one question remains unavoidable. What really happens at the gatherings no cameras record? The symbols in plain sight. For decades, one name has towered above hip-hop royalty with an almost untouchable aura of success, wealth, and cultural dominance. Sean Corey Carter, known to the world as Jay-Z, built an empire that transcends music, spanning streaming platforms, sports agencies, fashion lines, and a net worth that officially crowned him hip-hop's first billionaire. But beneath the surface of boardroom deals and Grammy victories, a darker narrative has been whispered in corners of the internet, on late-night podcasts, and among industry insiders who claim to know what really goes on behind closed doors. What federal investigators allegedly discovered inside Jay-Z's properties has sent shockwaves through entertainment circles, revelations that connect to long-standing conspiracy theories about satanic rituals, occult symbolism, and gatherings that blur the line between exclusive celebrity parties and something far more sinister. And while mainstream outlets have largely dismissed these accusations as baseless speculation, the evidence, circumstantial as it may be, keeps piling up. Let us begin with what everyone can see, the symbols, the gestures, the imagery that has followed Jay-Z throughout his entire career, and that conspiracy theorists have analyzed frame by frame, lyric by lyric, for over 2 decades. The Rockefeller diamond hand sign, Jay-Z's signature gesture where both hands form a triangle or diamond shape, was originally created to represent his record label, Rockefeller Records, founded in 1995. The symbol was meant to signify wealth, success, and the hardness of diamonds themselves, but theorists noticed something troubling something about this gesture. When held up to the light, it bears an unmistakable resemblance to the pyramid symbol found on the back of every United States dollar bill, the same pyramid topped with the all-seeing eye. That conspiracy researchers have long associated with the Illuminati and secret societies that allegedly control global events. The persistent rumors portray Jay-Z as involved in devil worship or selling his soul for success, often tied to symbols like the all-seeing eye or references to Aleister Crowley. A comprehensive 2014 analysis published in Vulture magazine explored these connections in detail, documenting how the theories blend Freemasonry, Illuminati lore, and outright Satanism into a cohesive narrative that positions hip-hop itself as a vehicle for instilling what some believers call demonic energy into the masses. But the diamond gesture was only the beginning. Jay-Z's fashion choices added fuel to the conspiratorial fire when he began appearing publicly wearing clothing emblazoned with the phrase, "Do what thou wilt," the central maxim of Thelema, the philosophical and religious system developed by English occultist Aleister Crowley in the early 20th century. Crowley, who referred to himself as the Great Beast 666 and was once called the wickedest man in the world by British tabloids, built an entire belief system around this phrase from his 1904 text, The Book of the Law. Behind-the-scenes footage from the 2009 music video shoot for Run This Town, Jay-Z's collaboration with Rihanna and Kanye West, captured the mogul wearing a hooded sweatshirt with Crowley's motto prominently displayed. The imagery was not subtle, the message was not hidden, and for those who had been tracking what they perceived as occult influences in mainstream entertainment, it was practically a confession written in plain sight. The music videos themselves became subject to exhaustive frame-by-frame analysis. Run This Town featured imagery that critics interpreted as apocalyptic and dystopian. The On the Run tour visuals with Beyoncé contained what analysts identified as recurring eye imagery, pyramid formations, and goddess motifs that they connected to ancient mystery religions. When the couple filmed their Apes at Music video inside the Louvre in Paris, with its iconic glass pyramid entrance designed by architect I.M. Pei, theorists pointed to it as yet another instance of the Carters positioning themselves within structures that signify elite power and hidden knowledge. These theories are widely regarded as baseless conspiracy narratives, often rooted in moral panics about celebrity success and symbolism, and mainstream fact-checkers have consistently debunked the most extreme claims. A Snopes investigation confirmed that widely circulated quotes, supposedly from Jay-Z professing worship of Satan, were completely fabricated, internet hoaxes designed to generate outrage and clicks, rather than illuminate any actual truth. Jay-Z has denied such affiliations, describing himself as spiritual but critical of organized religion. In interviews, he has positioned himself as someone who questions institutional faith while maintaining personal spiritual beliefs, a stance that his defenders argue is philosophically nuanced and his critics claim is deliberately evasive. Yet the accusations did not end with symbol analysis and fashion choices. In recent years, they escalated dramatically when actual industry insiders began stepping forward with claims that went far beyond interpreting imagery. Singer M.I.A., the British Sri Lankan artist known for hits like Paper Planes, who was signed to Jay-Z's Rock Nation from 2012 to 2014, made explosive statements in 2024 and 2025, alleging that both Jay-Z and Beyoncé pressured her into participating in what she described as satanic rituals during her time with the label. Her claims included descriptions of blood, black goo, and devil horns as part of industry control tactics designed to ensure compliance and loyalty in exchange for fame and success. MIA's statements went viral across social media platforms, but lack independent verification and are based solely on her personal accounts. No corroborating witnesses have come forward, no physical evidence has been produced, but her willingness to speak publicly, risking her career, her reputation, and potential legal consequences, convinced many viewers that where there was this much smoke, there had to be at least some fire. The 5% Nation connection adds another layer of complexity to understanding Jay-Z's relationship with esoteric symbolism. The 5% Nation, also known as the Nation of Gods and Earths, was founded in 1964 in Harlem by Clarence 13X, a former member of the Nation of Islam who taught that the black man is God incarnate. The movement's core belief divides humanity into three categories: 85% who are deceived masses, 10% who are elite manipulators aware of the truth but using it to control others, and 5% who are enlightened teachers sharing genuine knowledge. Jay-Z has referenced 5%er teachings throughout his career. Lyrics like arm, leg, arm, head, spelling out ALLAH, the 5%er concept of the God body, appeared in his 2013 track Heaven. He has been photographed wearing the 5%er medallion featuring the number 7 with sun, moon, and star imagery, notably in 2014. Some within within the 5% community have confirmed Jay-Z's familiarity with their teachings, while noting he is not considered a formal member. The confusion arises because 5%er symbolism, particularly the emphasis on self-godhood, numerical systems of meaning called supreme mathematics, and the focus on hidden knowledge, superficially resembles Illuminati conspiracy narratives. The triangle hand gesture that represents Rockefeller Records could just as easily be interpreted through a 5%er lens of empowerment and self-actualization as through an Illuminati lens of elite control and occult ritual. Mainstream sources including Forbes, Rolling Stone, and the BBC consistently describe these Illuminati accusations as baseless, rooted in pattern seeking, a psychological phenomenon called apophenia, racial biases that position successful black figures as having unnaturally achieved their power, and moral panics over celebrity influence. Scholars who have examined these theories note that triangles are among the most common shapes in art, architecture, and branding. Attaching occult significance to every triangle appearance says more about the observer's mindset than about the person using the symbol. But for those who believe the darkness surrounding Jay-Z extends beyond symbolism into actual criminal behavior, the symbols are merely the surface manifestation of something far more terrible occurring out of public view, something that allegedly involves violence, something that allegedly involves death, something that allegedly involves the most vulnerable members of society. And that brings us to the accusations that move beyond conspiracy theory into the realm of criminal allegation. Behind closed doors, the phrase dark parties has become internet shorthand for allegations of exclusive celebrity gatherings where the entertainment industry's most powerful figures allegedly engage in behavior ranging from excessive to criminal to ritualistic. While no one disputes that wealthy celebrities throw lavish private events, the specific claims about what occurs at these gatherings and whether Jay-Z has hosted or participated in the most extreme versions remain firmly in the territory of unverified accusation. Claims of Jay-Z hosting or attending dark parties often overlap with Illuminati theories, portraying exclusive celebrity events as occult rituals or elite control mechanisms. Theorists frequently cite his success, his associations with high-profile figures across entertainment, sports, politics, and business, and the symbolic imagery in his work as proof of Illuminati membership, allegedly involving secretive, ritualistic gatherings where initiations, oaths, and darker activities occur. These theories date back to the 2000s and have been amplified by videos and articles analyzing his pyramid hand sign, his Louvre-filmed visuals, and various performance imagery. The Daily Beast has documented how Jay-Z simply cannot escape these rumors no matter how many times he denies them or how comprehensively fact-checkers debunk specific claims. Comedian Cat Williams added significant fuel to these fires during his January 2024 appearance on Shannon Sharp's Club Shay Shay podcast, an interview that became one of the most viewed podcasts in history with over 80 million YouTube views. Williams unleashed unfiltered criticism of fellow entertainers and industry figures, accusing many of plagiarism, inauthenticity, and compromising their integrity in exchange for success. While not specifically naming Jay-Z as a primary target, Williams made broader claims about Hollywood being terrified in the wake of various industry scandals. He described turning down $50 million deals to protect my integrity and predicted that 2024 would be the year all lies will be exposed for what he called big dop deviance. Williams specifically referenced turning down invitations to industry parties, suggesting that attending such events required compromises he was unwilling to make. His interview helped establish a cultural framework where audiences began viewing any wealthy entertainer with increased suspicion about what they might have done or witnessed behind closed doors.
They say Hollywood, what's his name? Damn that comedian, Bill Bellamy. Hollywood is terrified.
Really?
Yes.
But why did you say Bill Bellamy?
Because Bill Bellamy was the one who said it. Yeah.
You said that Hollywood is terrified?
Bill Bellamy's comments about Hollywood being terrified added another voice to the growing chorus of entertainers, suggesting that powerful figures were anxious about what investigations and accusations might reveal. Whether these fears connect specifically to Jay-Z or represent broader industry anxiety about changing cultural standards and increasing accountability remains debated.
Solange, baby, she snapped on Jay-Z. Like, we know something went on because she was playing about Beyonce, and they walked out of the elevator, and we still do not know what happened.
The 2014 elevator incident, captured on security footage and leaked to media, showed Beyonce's sister Solange physically attacking Jay-Z while Beyonce stood nearby. The family never publicly explained what provoked Solange's reaction, and the incident has fueled endless speculation about what Jay-Z might have done to warrant such a violent response from his sister-in-law. The Carters' ability to keep this private despite massive public interest demonstrates both their power and their commitment to protect protecting certain information. Beyonce herself acknowledged the conspiracy theories swirling around her family in her 2016 song, Formation, where she dismissed skeptics with the lyric, "Y'all haters corny with that Illuminati mess." Jay-Z has similarly denied Masonic or Illuminati ties in lyrics and interviews, consistently calling such accusations ridiculous. Yet Jaguar Wright claims to know better. Wright frames herself as a truth teller fighting against disinformation agents and industry cover-ups. Her supporters view her as courageously exposing powerful predators. Her detractors point to her 2024 arrest in Dallas for theft, her ongoing legal battles including a 2025 defamation lawsuit from Brian McKnight, and what they characterize as bitter grievances about her own stalled career motivating her accusations. Wright received a Defender of Freedom Award at Mar-a-Lago from Michael Flynn in 2025, polarizing her audience further between those who see this as recognition of her truth-telling and those who view it as evidence of her alignment with conspiracy-oriented political movements rather than genuine whistleblowing. What remains unclear and may never be fully resolved is whether the allegations against Jay-Z represent genuine crimes being protected by wealth and power, misinterpretations of ambiguous evidence by pattern-seeking theorists, malicious attacks motivated by jealousy or financial incentive, or some combination of all three. The theories persist partly because Jay-Z and Beyonce have mastered the art of selective silence. They do not engage with every accusation. They do not explain every symbol. They do not respond to every blogger, podcaster, or former collaborator who claims insider knowledge. This restraint may reflect the counsel of expensive lawyers and publicists who understand that engaging with conspiracy theories often amplifies them, or, as believers suggest, it may reflect an inability to provide satisfactory explanations for the inexplicable. The social media age has transformed how we receive and process allegations against public figures. Tina Knowles, Beyonce's mother, became the subject of intense scrutiny when users noticed she had apparently liked a social media post containing headlines about the allegations against Jay-Z. Whether this was accidental, intentional support for accountability, or simply misinterpreted remains unknown. But the incident demonstrates how every digital interaction by anyone connected to the Carters is now analyzed for hidden meaning. As of December 2025, no criminal charges have been filed against Jay-Z for any of the allegations discussed in online forums and podcasts. The civil lawsuit alleging historic misconduct was voluntarily dismissed by the plaintiff. His only criminal conviction remains the 1999 assault, for which he received probation decades ago. Most accusations remain speculative gossip amplified online without substantiation or credible sourcing. The conspiracy theories surrounding Jay-Z and Beyonce are widely dismissed as entertainment-fueled fiction, reflecting fascination with power more than reality. Professional fact-checkers have repeatedly debunked specific claims. Academic researchers have analyzed the theories as examples of how pattern-seeking, racial prejudice, and anxieties about celebrity influence combine to create persistent myths without evidentiary foundation. Yet the questions persist. The videos analyzing every frame continue being produced. The podcasters continue speaking. The comment sections continue debating. And somewhere, in properties that federal investigators may or may not have searched, documents and evidence may or may not exist that could transform decades of conspiracy theory into documented fact, or confirm that one of hip-hop's most successful figures has simply been the victim of an unfair campaign of character assassination driven by jealousy, racism, and the internet's insatiable appetite for scandal. The empire Jay-Z built stands as one of the most remarkable success stories in entertainment history. From Marcy projects in Brooklyn to billion-dollar boardrooms, his trajectory defies the odds that destroy most who attempt it. But empires cast long shadows, and in those shadows, questions multiply faster than answers arrive. What we know is documented. The 1999 stabbing, the guilty plea, the probation, the admitted past of dealing substances on those same Brooklyn streets he eventually escaped. These are facts Jay-Z himself has never denied. He's rapped about them, profited from them, transformed them into mythology. What we don't know fills volumes. The symbols that follow his every public appearance, the rituals former collaborators claim they witnessed, the publicist who died suddenly in 2011 with rumors swirling about what she knew, the sister-in-law who attacked him in an elevator for reasons the family has never explained, the civil lawsuit that appeared, made headlines, then vanished when the accuser withdrew with prejudice. Jaguar Wright keeps talking. MIA made her claims and moved on. Cat Williams warned that 2024 would expose the industry's darkest secrets, and somewhere, allegedly, federal investigators have compiled findings that could either vindicate decades of conspiracy theories or prove once and for all that Jay-Z is simply a successful black man targeted by those who cannot accept his achievements. The truth remains locked behind doors that wealth and power keep firmly shut. The Carters have mastered silence, revealing nothing, confirming nothing, engaging with accusations only when legally necessary. But silence has limits. Time has a way of dragging secrets into daylight, and the internet never forgets. Whatever federal investigators discovered or didn't discover inside Jay-Z's mansion, one thing is certain: this story isn't over, not by a long shot. Thanks for watching. Check out other cards on the screen.